welcome back. Ready to talk about Brexit? Let's go. Before I talk about it, I would like to apologize for the quality in my previous videos. Unfortunately, I was using the microphone from my laptop and the video was coming out really bad, and I do apologize for that. Today I found this temporary solution, these headphones from my phone, but I'm waiting for a microphone, and I hope next week I'll be able to use the microphone and not having any of these with me. So let's talk Brexit. The reason I decided to talk about Brexit, it's because I would like to give my outsider view about Brexit and talk about a survey that I have answered a few years ago when the whole campaign started, and actually discuss with you what the survey was about and start a conversation about this. When, as I mentioned, when the campaign started for the referendum, the Chartered Institute of Linguists sent us a survey asking all its members if how did they think Brexit would influence them as translators and translation industry in general, both for the translators that were in the UK and the ones that were outside UK. Obviously, at the time, I replied to that survey, and because it had a field where you could explain reasons why you're giving certain answers, I made sure I mentioned that I was completely outside Europe, so my answers would be independent, completely from someone that was not affected at all, but had an opinion on it, obviously. So, would it be all doom and gloom and the industry will be decimated and this and that? Would it actually remain the same, or would it actually open opportunities for some translators in some fields? Honestly, there's no answer for this question. We don't know. We have to let it happen, and then eventually we will find out. But do I think it's going to be doom and gloom? Honestly, I don't. Because we live in an industry, or we are in an industry, that we mainly work with companies that do business abroad. So these companies, out of a sudden, won't stop trading. They won't stop existing. So there will be still the need for translators. And this is what I think. Even in the eventuality of companies withdrawing from the UK, they would have to go somewhere else. And obviously, they will have to trade somehow with the UK. The UK is not going to be blocked from the world. So I honestly think that there will always be room for translators, and the industry, there might be some disruption. There might be some companies that might be withdrawing, or some companies that might do business differently because they no longer have the free market, perhaps, and that's a big question mark, especially for me. But I don't think it will be all gloom and doom. I think there will. The industry will still be existing in the UK and outside the UK, and there will be work for the colleagues there. Another aspect of it is that even though the UK may be outside the European Union, the UK will be still trading both with European Union countries and countries around the world. So I'm thinking, for example, and because I worked in an import company before, I'm thinking, for example, the import, if an import company in the UK needs to bring goods into the UK, obviously when the goods arrive in the UK, all the documents need to be translated into English because that's the language of the UK. The same as companies in the UK that want to export. If they are exporting to a country that does not speak English, I'm thinking they would be required to have those documents translated in the language of the country they are actually trading with. So here we go, translators are needed. So new opportunities eventually, because one door is shut. It's the old saying, one door is shut, but there might be another window opening. And there might be new opportunities perhaps for companies that, okay, they may not be doing business with the European Union, which I honestly don't think it's going to happen, but they may be doing business with other companies around the world. They may be doing business with South America or with the United States or with Australia or with Asia or with any other country outside the EU bloc. And therefore, translation would be needed. And maybe there will be new opportunities for new colleagues, even outside the EU. And this would be maybe the good aspect. Outside the EU, colleagues that may get work from the UK because they are now trading or they are extending their, business with other countries. I don't know. Honestly, the political part of Brexit, I cannot comment on. This is only based on what I believe it's going to happen in the translation industry and as a translator. I don't think it's going to be doom and gloom. If you are in any of the European countries, and if you are in the UK, which is also a European country, if you are in anywhere in Europe and you are already you're experiencing already some disruption, or if you agree with me, you disagree with me, please leave your comments below. Let's start this conversation. Let me know your thoughts, and let's start this discussion. Is it really going to affect our industry, or actually it's not what firstly thought that was going to be? So I hope you like this video. Please leave me your thoughts. Please subscribe and see you next time. Thank you for watching.